performs all around the city, has a really cool blog called I'm Not Okay Cupid. You guys should check it out after her set. But for right now, everyone get super excited for the very funny Lindsay Lucido.
I was giving one of my clients a massage the other day, which is weird because I'm a bank teller. No, I'm kidding, I'm not. I actually recently just quit my job as a preschool teacher. I worked there for about a year and a half, and I remember my first day really well. The first day I walked in and a girl peed herself, and it kind of freaked me out at first. But luckily one of my coworkers had underwear in my size, so. Did you guys get it? The thing is, like, when you work with kids, you have to, like, when you go out to the park and stuff with them, you have to constantly count them to make sure you don't lose one. And let me tell you guys, it is so scary to lose a kid. But it's, like, way scarier to gain one, you know? Because it's like, oh my God. So, just kidding, not that kid. I get annoyed though because people are always telling me, like, don't date your coworkers, don't date other comedians, don't date your family members. And it's like, okay, well then who's left, you know? You guys know? I'm pretty sexually inexperienced. I'm almost 25 and I didn't have my first kiss until I was 21. And normally when I tell people that, they're like, hey, at least you're not easy. And I'm always like, we don't know that. I do have a list on my computer of all the guys I've ever slept with. Right now it's called New Document. I have friends though who try to like brag to me about how much sex they have. You know, they'll be like, I bet I've had 10 times as much sex as you've had. And I'm always like, joke's on you, because 10 times 0 is still 0. You loser virgin, you know? I do date a little though. I had a guy come up to me after a show once and he was like, hey, the whole time you were on stage I just kept thinking about how comfortable you looked. Like, is that a pajama shirt? I was like, thank you, it is. And he asked me out and I could tell pretty quickly that it wasn't going to work out because within like 2 dates he was already telling me that he liked me and he liked spending time with me, which is too soon for like any of that, right? It's like, just let me suck your dick and get out of here. Am I right, fellas? Fellas, ladies? Anyone? Okay, I'm kidding. I didn't suck his dick. I almost did. I licked it twice and changed my mind. He was like, hey, wasn't expecting you to give me a blowjob until you started. Then I was expecting it a little bit. I have OCD. Does anyone else in here? Cool, me neither. No, I do, and I need you guys to clap 3 times or my mother will die. No one's doing it. No one's doing it. There you go. All right. That's fine. It's totally fine. If you don't know about OCD, you've probably seen stuff on TV, right? You see the compulsive side of it. You see turning lights, which is on and off a certain amount of times, or cleaning things, but you don't see the obsession, which is what makes you do those compulsions. And for me, my obsession is that I'm afraid I'm gonna murder someone. It's so quirky. No, obviously I'm never gonna murder anyone, right? Well, you guys clapped 3 times earlier, so we're good. we'll be going on a trip, waiting for the plane to take off, and they'll start freaking out. They'll be like, oh my God, what if someone hijacks our plane? And then I start freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, what if I hijack our plane? And it's not something I can really work through in therapy, right? Because my therapist can't be like, okay, so you'll kill someone. What's the worst that could happen? I want you to go out and murder and journal about it. We'll work your way up to hijacking a plane. I do like to watch serial killer documentaries, though. Does anyone else? They're great. But it's not great because I go CD and I'm afraid I'm going to murder someone. So I just compare myself to the murderers, you know? So I'm like, oh my God, Jeffrey Dahmer liked bananas? I like bananas. And you know what they say, the banana peel is the gateway skin. Part of my OCD is I have like this kind of, I work with kids, as I said earlier, and part of haven't murdered anyone yet. But part of my OCD is I have like this violent game of would you rather going on in my head at all times, right? It's like, would you rather Timmy break his arm while you were watching him, or Timmy die while his mom was watching him? Fun little game you guys can play at home. The answer's pretty obvious, right? I'd rather Timmy die while his mom was watching him. Right? Because it wouldn't have been my fault. And if Timmy did break his arm while he was with me, I don't think his mom would be okay with it if I was just like, oh man, you're so lucky though, because the other choice was that you killed him. I feel like you guys aren't on board. Okay, if you don't understand this because you don't have OCD, okay, I'm going to try to explain it to you in maybe terms you can understand. Okay? Would you rather spill coffee on your friend's wedding dress or have your friend die? It's pretty obvious, right? You'd rather have your friend die. Because it wouldn't have been your fault, right? And like either way, she's never talking to you again. I am from Chicago, but I've lived here my whole life, but I'm like just really bad with directions. I never know where I'm going. I wouldn't know that my Uber driver were kidnapping me until I got an Amber Alert on my phone. He could blindfold me, stick me in his trunk, take me down to a dark basement, and I'd be like, well, I guess this is the only way to get to Target. And then he'd be like, I'm gonna go drop off Kelsey, and I'd be like, I've been in this dark basement for 3 days. I should be next. And then he'd be like, well, if you were in a rush, then why did you choose pool? Good point. This is one for the ladies in the room. When you're walking down an alley late at night and you see a guy start walking towards you, you get really nervous, right? Because it's like, oh my God, what if I know him? I hate small talk. And then he starts mugging you and you're like, thank God! So I don't have sex, but like I said earlier, I've licked a dick. So I was hooking up, I was on a medication that was supposed to make me calm and level-headed, right? Which it did not do. What it did do was make me lactate. Which would have been fine. but the guy that I was hooking up with at the time really liked to squeeze my boobs. And I was really afraid that I was going to squirt him in the face, which would have been terrible, because he was a vegan. You know?